The night air was heavy with the scent of rain, the damp pavement reflecting the distant glow of the streetlights. I stood by the window of my now half-empty apartment, my fingers tracing invisible patterns against the cold glass. The moving boxes sat in silent testimony to the decision we had made, to walk away from what we had built, to untangle the threads of our lives that had once been so tightly woven together. Max's absence was a presence of its own, lingering in the air like a ghost. The couch where we had spent countless nights talking until dawn now felt too big, too empty. The kitchen, once filled with the comforting aroma of our shared meals, felt hollow, each pot and pan a reminder of the life we had nurtured together. It had started with small things, missed dinners, conversations that felt forced, a distance growing between us that neither of us wanted to name. But the moment that changed everything came on a quiet evening, one that should have been like any other. I had come home late from work, exhausted but eager to share a moment of peace with Max. I found him sitting at the dining table, his fingers tapping absently against the wooden surface. His eyes, once filled with warmth, held something else now. Something distant, something resigned.
"We need to talk,"
he said, his voice steady but heavy. I felt my stomach tighten, my heart instinctively bracing for what was coming. "Okay," I whispered, sliding into the chair across from him. He exhaled slowly, running a hand through his hair before looking up at me.
"Selena, I don't know if we're moving in the same direction anymore."
The words landed like a weight in my chest. "What do you mean?" I asked, even though deep down, I already knew. The late nights, the exhaustion, the way our relationship had started to feel like something we maintained out of habit rather than passion. It had all been leading to this moment.
"You've built something incredible here,"
Max continued, his voice laced with both admiration and sorrow.
"Your career, your independence, everything you've worked so hard for. And I..."
He hesitated, searching for the right words.
"I feel like I'm standing still."
I shook my head, reaching for his hand. "Max, we can figure this out. We've always found a way." He held my gaze for a long moment before gently pulling his hand away.
"I love you, Selena, but love isn't always enough. I don't want to be the thing that holds you back, and I don't want to feel like I'm losing myself in the process."
Tears burned in my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. Not yet. "So what are you saying?"
I think we need to let each other go."
The silence that followed was deafening. Every part of me wanted to fight, to hold on, to remind him of everything we had built. But deep down, I knew he was right. We had reached a crossroads where no amount of love could mend the fractures forming between us. The days that followed were a blur of emotions I couldn't control. I busied myself with work, with packing, with anything that kept my mind from lingering on the memories. But at night, when the world quieted and the weight of solitude pressed against my chest, the grief settled in. I wandered through the apartment, my hands running along the walls, tracing the echoes of laughter, of whispered secrets, of love that had once lived here. I found one of Max's shirts folded neatly in the closet, the faintest scent of him still clinging to the fabric. Holding it to my chest, I let the sobs rack through me, surrendering to the ache that I had fought so hard to suppress. In the days that followed, I found myself drawn to places we had once shared. The coffee shop where he would tease me about my obsession with cinnamon lattes, the bookstore where we had spent hours lost between the shelves, the park where we once dreamed aloud about the future. Each place was a reminder, a wound that refused to fully heal. Yet even in the pain, I knew this was necessary. Love, no matter how strong, could not survive without alignment, without shared paths. We had outgrown each other in ways that neither of us had foreseen, and clinging to something that was no longer meant to be would only deepen the wound. One evening, as I sat on my balcony overlooking the city skyline, a strange sense of peace settled over me. The pain was still there, dull but present. Yet beneath it was something else. Acceptance. I had loved deeply, fully, and in that love, I had grown. I had learned the power of vulnerability, the strength in letting go, and the quiet beauty of carrying someone with me even after they were gone. For a Cancer like me, love had always been my anchor, my safe harbor. But tonight, as I gazed up at the stars, I realized something new. Home wasn't just in another person. Home was within me, in the love I gave, in the memories I cherished, in the way I carried my heart forward even after it had been broken. Max would always be a part of me. Our love had shaped me, but it did not define me. And as I stood there, breathing in the cool night air, I made a quiet promise to myself to keep moving forward, to keep loving, and to never fear the ebb and flow of the tides.